The campus of the University of Minnesota, Mariucci Arena. That's right, Mariucci Arena tonight. It's the Gophers V2 taking on the Mavericks of Mankato State. Same teams, different version 2 underway. It's going to be the Mavericks in that purple, moving right to left. The Gophers in the white with the maroon trim, and joined here by Andrew Krug, who sees a good first shot on goal by Keegan.
Absolutely. Love the start right away. Keegan with a little toe drag move to them inside, and nice low shot. We emphasized that in the locker room beforehand of getting rebounds in early and getting to the net, so I like to see it early. And
following it there was a last game certainly did not lack shots on goal. In fact, 51-44 for the shots on goal in favor of the Gophers, who took home a 5-0 win. Skating in now, here comes the Mavericks. And what do you expect from the Mavericks and kind of the juice they need to bring early here in the first period?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last game just a couple days ago. They came out flying. We knew they were going to be a good, fast, and skilled team. They're ranked where they are in our region for a reason, right? Just inside the top 10, I believe. So,
correct.
Yeah, they always come with some juice, and they can punch us in the mouth if we don't come out ready to play, like it seems like they might be about to do here.
They come 8-5-1 after the loss on Monday, and Jimmy had mentioned that the coaching staff had kind of really transformed this team, much different than it was last year.
Absolutely. I was talking to their head coach before the game. They got 12 new freshmen, a handful of playing juniors around here too, so that can transform a team pretty quickly.
Yeah, Richie Veriano, a head coach for this Mankato team, now coming in with some pressure, tucking it in, not underneath, now poking, prodding at it, an opportunity there. Good juice that time, good cut, hit that next gear, did Kuznick.
Awesome play by Kuzi. Just freezing that defenseman with a little shot fake right after that Keegan Johnson shot right off the draw, probably expecting shots coming early, able to step right by him, get to the net, forehand, backhand, unbelievable save though.
That was, and let's get you updated. This is Evan Sundell between the pipes tonight for the Mavericks. He comes in at the mark of 4-2-1 and a goals against of 3.34. So he shows that style. The taking the loss on Monday was Jack Hodgkins, as he had to again take a look at 51 saves. I'm sure the goaltender here for the Mavericks will prefer not to see 51 shots, but stay active nonetheless.
There were 51 good shots at that.
That it was. A couple of those goals found the net by Arneson, Tyler Arneson, with 2 goals on Monday night. Now a carry in here, half wall, looking across, hitting the drag. Trailer come in, top shot, top of the circle, just wide of the mark. They're going to tee it up and get it ready again. Trying to bring it down lower, shot from the dot. That was disrupted and sent to the far corner, and now Minnesota will skate out. The long reach of Abbott that time could not control the puck, reciprocating the pressure and bringing it on in for a rising wrister just off the mark that time by Bryce Peterson.
Good couple block shots early by the Gophers. Love to see it.
Working through again, down low. Nice pass. Oh my, that was a dime. Slipping that through, and that time it was a good look for Kreutzmann that time, but just couldn't close.
Player to keep an eye on here just made that pass, Tate Tortolot. He's playing his first game with us after a little bit of a hiatus for winter break, but love his energy on the back end.
Hey, trying to jam, cutting right in front. Again, a nice save with a lot of contact around the goalie there. And the Gophers are sort of dialing up pressure here early in this first period. Just under 17 to play, first period. And again, there you look at Caden Cole out of Duluth East. I had a chance to speak with him before the game. Always enjoyed watching him in high school at Duluth East. Now a chase begins to the corner. Trying to settle and work it up on the near board. Unable to control. Get in the back again. Always so dangerous, Arneson. Lifting this one up, a wrister, and the pass up center ice, dump right back in.
You know, Arnie's been an awesome addition for us. Love to have that guy. He missed all of last year with an injury, so coming in as a sophomore here this year, he's been unbelievable.
That is. Hey, nice pad save. Good kick to side. Again, between the pipes will get you set up. You probably recognize who it is already. Owen
the mainstay.
You know, and we'll get you his numbers as well. A centering pass here ends up right on the stick of Greenland and back the other way. Not a lot of whistles here in this opening period. A lot of flow, some good movement.
Yeah, keeping you busy, Joe.
It is. I like it. I like it. Jimmy and I were talking during that Crookston game and just enjoy the speed. That nice center by Greenland. Oh, almost stuffed it in. But I will tell you.
It's 55 there, I thought? Yes.
Sundell.
Samson Haber, I think, almost put that in his own net.
I think you're right.
Not the way that the Mavericks would have loved to start this game, but Sundell up to the task.
Hey, good technique on what he has seen so far here in these opening moments.
You know, it's very similar to the game on Monday. Oh, here's an opportunity. Oh, off the outside of the post. Yeah, very good, though, flow-wise. I like our jump right off the bat. The Gophers are moving, getting some odd man opportunities, and if this keeps up, we're going to bury a couple here.
Setting it back up on the breakout. Instead of trying to clear, they're going to skate it out and moving it. It's the cross, dumping to that far corner, ringing it along the board. Jumping on that far side. Again, the Mavericks trying to get control here. Numbers, 2-on-1 opportunity now for the Gophers. Dropping in, good shot, scores, buried it. Good one-time touch pass, and the goal, just an outstanding goal by Luke Myers.
If you want to talk about something we were missing on Monday, Tyler Bishop made that whole play happen from our own defensive zone, wheeled that puck straight up the ice, looked off the goalie, created that lane for the pass, straight over to Myers, and then he did not dust it off. On the tape, off the tape, top shelf.
Oh, man. That was. And Myers, that's the thing. The kid knows how to close.
Oh, he does. I watched him in warm-ups. He buried a ripper right past Owen Peterson. It's not easy to do that.
And I'll tell you, through it as well, seeing him in high school. Now 2-on-1 again. Obbett with a wrister that's just off the mark that time.
Speaking of another guy with a wicked wrister.
Yes.
I think leading the Gophers in goals this year, Brady Obbett. What an awesome addition as a freshman.
Yeah.
Hard guy to miss, standing at about 7'2" out there.
Yeah, and what is it with some of these tall guys? They all like golf.
Oh,
and I think they can unleash
so
those
good.
drives. And remember calling some of his games at Maple Grove in his days there. But yeah, you're right. Leading the team with goals at 13. And the Gophers jump up front. 1-0. That 2-on-1 quickly emerged, and as you said, Bishop really set that table.
Yeah, that was one guy that we were definitely feeling the miss or the absence of on Monday. You know, he can make something happen from seemingly nothing, and he wasn't unfortunately able to be available to play in the game on Monday, but having him back is a huge difference maker, especially for our top line.
Hey, and the depth that this team also adds when you get a Bishop back again.
Yeah, you slot everybody down the lineup one, and you get them easier matchups out there, and it makes a difference across the entire team.
And I'll tell you, I don't know if that's what transpired on Monday in that third period, trying to stuff this one in the low sock drawer that time, unable to do so, but still trying to work it up ice. That was Sanders, Mason Sanders, with the opportunity for the Mavericks. But I didn't know if they were starting to wear him down towards the end of that second period and into the third period.
Yeah.
For Minnesota with that depth.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of been our identity all year is if you have a club hockey team that can put together 4 full lines and roll them, that's what we do. You know, situationally, we'll put our top guys out when it's right, but we have 4 lines that can go.
Trying to sweep the backhand and force it behind the net. They'll move that goal, and if we get a chance, we're going to get you some numbers here and a shot of OP. Owen Peterson between the pipes comes in with a mark of 10-5 after the win, the shutout win on Monday night, and a goals against of about 2.61, a career record of 21-9, and 2 career shutouts for that as well. So hey, great to have him back, and he's just so solid. Great glove work. And what other things make him such a difference maker back there?
You know, it's going to sound cliche, but he's a senior. You know, he's grown throughout this process the last 4 years. He's practiced against our guys, and I feel like the game's just slowed down for him. He's very under control in his crease. You never see him overshooting his post or oversliding the crease. So he's always in a position to make a save, and I think that's kind of the biggest thing, especially with guys that can shoot like, you know, a Luke Myers or a Brady Abbott and some of these guys on the Mavericks. They're going to beat you if you're not in position.
Well, and he had a couple of acrobatic saves. I think the toe of the skate on one of those he had to extend.
I had a great view of that one.
And I'll tell you, I couldn't see the whole thing from where we were at. It was a good angle, but I couldn't believe how he got back into position and the shots they have. Here's another look here, just inside tip, just on the doorstep. Turned away, a good look. I thought that was certain the Mavericks would light the lamp down low. Holding at the blue line, recircling. That's Mogren. Mogren with a goal and an assist as well on Monday night in the win. Across the grain, sends a wrister. Looked like maybe tough for him to pick up at that last minute. With a good hard wrister by Jaglow. Center in front. Cutter coming and hopped the stick that time. Cutting in. Some feel a chance. Now back the other way, trying to reciprocate the pressure. The Gophers working it down deep, but not for long. Skating out. And a cross rink ahead.
Starting to become a track meet here a little bit.
It is.
Back and forth.
What's that mean?
You know, I don't normally like, as a defensive coach, seeing a track meet start to unfold, but it sure brings the entertainment, doesn't it?
It does. It really opens it up. And, hey, from that back line, the blue line, the pass that was set to Keegan Johnson for his game winner. Good wrister. What puck movement that time. Keegan Johnson with a low laser at that time, but you got to love the puck movement they're having here in the shots. But Keegan Johnson was fed, I'm trying to think.
In the Crookston game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Brock Foslian that made that stretch pass. Beautiful, caught Crookston in a change, and Keegan did the rest.
Right in stride, it like glue stuck to his stick.
Yeah, I wasn't able to be in town for that one. Unfortunately, missed senior night. Went and apologized to all the seniors for that. But I even had the luxury of one of them telling me they didn't really care. So thanks, Cav. No, I was watching that on a stream up in Pine City while playing in a pond hockey tournament. And, you know, I jumped out of my chair for that one. That was a good one.
That was. Hey, 10:52 to go. Some extended time and work done around the goal. I think they're set.
Maybe trying to make sure that the net doesn't keep popping off. Solidifying the pegs a little bit.
They'll drop the puck here just to the right of Sundell. Abbott gets behind, likes the board work. The big size of his brings it along the half board, but now it's the Mavericks who will skate out. Disrupted at the blue line, bounces his way. Now back onto the stick here for Cam Bruner. Bruner ahead, and they'll whistle there with the stoppage and take this face-off back to the other blue line. So as a defensive coach, what is it about that fast-paced game early on, those track meets that concern you?
It's unpredictable, and you know, it puts a lot of pressure on the defenseman to be able to gap up on the right guys and understand when to pinch and when not to. You know, if you start taking bad pinches because you have, you know, 2 or 3 guys flying at you, it's recipe for disaster going the other way. So I'm gripping my notebook tight on the bench whenever that's happening, but just makes it a lot more difficult for the defenseman.
Owen Meyer now skates in. He leads his team in scoring. 26 points, 14 goals, 12 assists. Had an opportunity, tried to feed a teammate as he skated behind the net. Continuing to create more pressure and work it up. The Gophers haven't had a lot of sustained time in the zone. They broke it off on a nice 2-on-1 goal. That was capped, but also some good quick passing that last possession down, put up a good, nice shot on goal as well.
Absolutely. And
Abbott that time walks the ladder just off the glove.
Yeah, we emphasize in the locker room we need everybody moving off the puck for each other to open up those opportunities for quick 1-2 passes. So it looks like they took that to heart early on, but definitely would love to see a little more sustained pressure. Maybe just wear the Mavericks down a little bit more and start to play more of the play down to our right.
Tackany back behind the net to retrieve this puck, and he'll headman it to Caden Cole. Cole on the side, drops, deflects back. He tries to get possession, but it's going to be a skate out. Nice job to pickpocket from behind. Moving it up was Haver and pickpocketed, and now they reciprocate and bring it right back. Haver off the board. This one's lofted up and out, and back on the stick of Cole. Caden Cole, little toe drag skates, gets it back. One-time shot here. Good feed. Good setup.
And, you know, I think that was Caden Schwartz that got a stick on that to ramp it. I think an unbelievable shot block that could have been a sure goal.
Yeah, and Schwartz was so active on Monday night. Up and down the ice, he had a couple of great scoring opportunities. He's usually teamed, I believe, with Sanders defensively. I don't know if he is tonight yet or not, but yeah, he can move the puck.
You know, I was impressed by him. It was probably one of his last shifts of the game, and
yeah.
You know, a 5-0 game, and he had the puck on his stick for a good 25 seconds straight, and he was making our guys look silly for a little bit. Luckily, nothing came of it.
Nice drop that time. Couple of rifling shots of Rising Rister. This one goes right on. Unable to hand it cleanly. That means in the slot a chance for the Gophers. They cannot control the puck, but the Mavericks do. They send it across center ice, trying to hit a cutter, and Geis that time. Back again. Mogren has it, but poke checked off of his stick. It still kind of feels like teams are still kind of getting in to kind of a cadence and a flow just yet.
Yeah, you know, we talked a little bit before the broadcast about, you know, the 5-0 game and how it really didn't feel like 5-0, and especially after the first period, it was only 1-0 on Monday. Just no execution when it comes to finishing on both sides at the beginning there. So if the Mavericks start hitting their spots and we start completing our plays, it's going to turn into another high scorer. Yeah,
it was so tight at 1-0. It was 15-13 for shots on goal after that first period. Whistling it down, trying to get a teammate to change there, but unable to do so. Now, finally, moving it up ice. Bishop has it. Tries to move it across and rolls off of his stick. Sending it back out front to Mavericks. Under 7 to play, trail 1-0. Let's send back on an errant pass, and I think it's sometimes, as a defensive coach, what's one of the most difficult elements of the game, you think, for them to learn at this stage?
Timing, honestly, and it's a little bit difficult to describe, but as a defenseman, you kind of have to quarterback a play.
Bruder takes this shot, climbs right up, chest protector there, good wrister set up there by Keegan Johnson.
So getting to this level, understanding when you have the time to make moves and when the time is to get rid of that puck, just to limit the mistakes. Truthfully, you're just there to play defense, and the offense is a bonus. So understanding when is the right time to try and overextend, and when is the time to maybe stay home.
Oh, just tried to connect on a stretch pass. Couldn't quite connect, but settling the puck is Myers. He has the first goal of the game and the only goal thus far. Following behind is Bishop. Bishop second on the team in scoring, 22 points. Into the corner now, digging it out. Good job, good pinch, good keep that time, at least momentarily, for the Gophers. Skating in, a good look. Free skater far side, now stops, looks for the shot from the dot over the top of the net. Just missed on that snipe, a follow-up. And there for the pad save is Peterson, as he's getting a little peppering here late in this first period.
You know, I know it went back the other way, but I was just talking about defensemen and timing, and Caleb Engelbrecht came in as a freshman here from Apple Valley, and nice little step on that play earlier, and he just made another smooth play to break the puck out through two forecheckers, and he's been a guy that's really found that timing over the course of this year, coming in as a freshman.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't play at that level. He actually had that first goal in the game you guys had earlier this year at St. Thomas.
He did. It's a massive goal, too.
The carrying, going deep, continuing, moving those skates. Now drops it for a teammate there. It deflects behind the net. Regrouping Kuznick at that far point. Near point rather, sent right back deep again. And right now, Mavericks look like they need a line change. You didn't see that burst coming there from number 12. That puck, it looked like he was pretty well drained. He'll head to the bench. That'll give the Gophers a chance. And I see if they can work it up the ice a little quicker. Arneson couldn't quite get the tip on that pass, and we'll get the icing. And not many of those here tonight either.
No, I've got to say, I'm impressed with the Mavericks program recently. 3 or 4 years ago, this was a team that we would come in and expect to beat and expect to blow out, and you saw it in the game one. Like I said, the 5-0 game, but it didn't feel like it. And here it's another close one right off the bat. So props to what they've been doing. They also got a new fresh set of a couple jerseys, which take away, or they don't have to use the ones that they were using against us in playoffs last year where you could barely read the number. So that's nice. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
That can be inspiring. As a player, you get to adorn a different type of jersey, but it is
Christmas Day.
It is, and of course you won't like this, but it's Viking purple, not the Chicago Bears.
No,
so
it's okay.
Hey, great setup here, and to me, I watch as calling the game the idiosyncrasies of the game, and Caden Cole takes a shot here. But defensively, you see a lot of teams that can really be charged by the blue liners and their ability to skate, to feed, and to see the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a chance not going the other way.
Quick backhand through the slot and back the other way. Coming is Schwartz. Schwartz always someone to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
Comes in with 1 goal, 7 assists, but he plays like he could be easily in double digits with goals. He sets up a lot of his teammates. Good poise with the puck. I know that's something that Jimmy always mentions is, hey, making sure the guys are poised with the puck. And defensively, that's such a key thing.
Yeah.
Dropping it here. Look, a shot, and Kretzmeyer turns away. Wow, I thought he had it, and Kretzman that time, Meyer just really walked it down and unleashed a shot to the midsection, a save by Sundell.
And I think that was another great find by Arneson from behind the net. He's been active here early, but back to Caden Schwartz for the Mavericks. You just saw it on that last rush. Anytime that a defenseman can beat a couple of forwards, forecheckers up the ice, it always creates that extra man that you have on the offense. So the forwards love it when you have a one-man breakout back there.
Dropping it in, trying to get possession here, settle the puck, and then move it in here as the Mavericks pinching here. Shot just below from the dot. A wrister trying to go short side. Now a wrap around the tap, but it has Peterson has that pad stacked and a little mini pile up.
Nice job by Owen to stay home.
Gareth Price with that nice defensive surge.
You know, one thing I think that is nice about, especially playing, with a lot of these Minnesota universities and kids that played high school growing up in Minnesota is you don't get a ton of fighting after the whistle. There's usually a quick jab or scrum, and then everybody kind of locks up with each other. It's not always the case. We'll go down and play some Southern teams, and it gets a little testy. But it's definitely more of a respectful breed up here, I feel like. So glad to see nothing came of that last scrum.
Yeah, absolutely. I concur. I've as a play-by-play guy across the country and many other elements, you tend to see a certain behavior. You just want to go, really? Meanwhile, some of the parents are more than happy to be cheering with that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what?
Anyway. I grew up Illinois high school hockey. I know all about that.
Good shot. Shot from the dot that time, and Peterson had it dialed up all the way, but a good quality look by Nathan Jaglow. He comes in 25 points, second on the team in scoring, 12 goals, 13 assists. And you're probably wondering, that doesn't sound like Jimmy. It's Andrew Krug, defensive coach here for the Gophers. Great to have him with us tonight on the call with me. Again, Joe Rulett. Thanks for joining us. Here's a breakaway opportunity, skating in, looking to the backside, and it rolls off a nice little nudge kick save that time by Sundell.
Net's off again. Guess the pegs didn't quite work.
No, it's, they'll have to put in some additional Q-tips maybe to allow that to stay and maybe work overtime during the intermission.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you letting me put on the mic once again.
Excellent job.
Full-time defensive coach, very part-time commentator. Done it once or twice, so I always enjoy it.
You sound smooth and a great education. I'm getting an education as well. Last time down, Luke Myers was looking for his second goal of the game. Working it down low again. Good puck movement, sends it to that far point. Now, whistling up a shot, deflects in front. Now it settles, and it settles right here on the stick that time of Hover. Redirecting it back again. Haver trying to dig at it. Still with it is Keegan Johnson. Back again. And
good
look,
find.
Myers, good dig. Turned away. Looks like it just bounced off the stick that time by the blue liner for the Gophers. Back the other way.
Yeah, it was Jordan Tashney stepping up in the rush. Also making his debut for the semester here. So
nice.
He's a guy that you can always expect to get up on the rush, and usually works out.
Numbers here, 3-on-2. Bishop has it, sends it across, just misses on the pass back to Keegan Johnson, and just reciprocating now their own 3-on-2 for the Mavericks. A shot from the high slot. This one deflects back, now trying to center it back out in front of the top of the goal crease. In control by the Gophers, and now trying to work it in behind is Ethan Peterson. Peterson circles, he likes to dish out the apples. Good eye, good view of the game. He has it back now. 28 seconds left in this fast-moving first period. Good tip in front. Peterson got a stick there, and a save made again by Sondel. Holding the zone, lifting the backhand. A little farther down, Peterson tries to dig it out. And now a chance. Obbett with a wrister. Glove save, not clean. It deflects and drops just to the pads of Sondel.
Yeah, nice job by Brady Obbett there to recognize that space when he picks up that puck along the wall. He has all that open ice in the middle. Take a few hard strides to create a better angle and rip one.
Just 10 seconds left in this swift-moving first period. 1-0 lead for the Gophers on the goal by Myers. Working here, and now it deflects through the neutral zone. That's going to take us to the end of period number 1. Luke Myers connected for his his 9th goal of the season for Luke. And the Gophers have a 1-0 lead. Your thoughts of the first period?
Yeah, honestly, very similar to the one on Monday. The only thing that I think I noticed truly differently was the Gophers are playing a little bit more sound defensively. You're not seeing as many breakdowns with guys being left open to create opportunities for the Mavericks in our own defensive zone. So I appreciate that as the defensive coach. And then you definitely see a lot of jump, too, on the offensive side with Jordan Tashney jumping up, Will Sexton jumping up into the play. So I like the way that the guys are skating. I think as long as we can keep wearing the Mavericks down, we're going to see a couple more goals fall here.
Hey, you got a good view from up top. Anything you can take down to the locker room and share with the team during this intermission?
Keep working. That's probably our best first period of the semester after our first 5 games or 6 games to this point. So keep working. Understand that we do have a good goalie in the Mavericks with Sondel in net, and we're going to have a lot of those probably pretty plays to be able to get him moving side to side. He looks like he's pretty solid head on. So
technically sound, certainly is. And hey, just like it was after the Monday night game versus the Mavericks, 1-0 after that first period. We'll step aside and we'll return for second period play here as the Gophers and ACHA hockey taking on a very solid Mavericks team out of Mankato State. Ready as what was the discussion in the locker room here during that first intermission?
Yeah, it was a conversation about keeping up what we're doing right. So the little things that we think we're doing right is we continue to move our feet pretty well, and we're moving forward each other, and we're getting pucks to the net. So keep that up. And then otherwise, it was what else can we change? So there wasn't much body contact, much physical play early in the first period. So I think it'll benefit either team that decides to start throwing the weight around, and it should open up some space and time to make plays. So we'll see how the guys respond to that.
Well, you guys are always very inspiring and educational very much as coaches during those intermissions. I was more of a dreams die, doubts begin type of lack of motivation coach. But we are set here as this second period is in fact underway. Joe Rulin along with Andrew Krug joins me. Great to have him with us here on a Wednesday night, late night here from Mariucci Arena right on the campus of the University of Minnesota. Moving it around, shot here comes from the dot. Great job by Engelbrecht that time to really matriculate that space and find a good shot. And Caleb, as you mentioned, out of Woodbury with a nice shot attempt that time, but next time I'm sure he'll put that on.
So one little tidbit in the intermission that I learned in that scrum around the Mavericks net about halfway through that first period when the pegs came off and there was some discussion and it was taking a little bit of time to start the face-off. Turns out Ethan Peterson thinks that he had scored a goal there. Puck had crossed the line. He said he saw it hit the back of the net and bounce back out under the goalie.
Wow.
And I guess the refs didn't see it, told him that next time he should actually celebrate the goal like he scored. And they might give it to him, but regardless, we'll see if he can't get back on the board here.
Yeah, well, out of Matamidi High School, along with Mogren, and Mogren's mother also stopped by to bring us some cookies. And she's the one I remember hearing once or twice that, Mogren and then Ethan Peterson, and I'll get to another player here. He's going to fire because he wants to get avenge and get that goal credited. And another member here with the Gophers, Bruner, who's part of that Matamidi connection. So it's a good piece. Back here now, Sans, as I always watch Ethan glide on that ice. Such a good skater, but even a better passer when he can see those seams. Seems like better than anyone else.
Yeah, and it was nice having him come over from Grand Canyon University. He ended up transferring back here after playing a little while on their ACHA D1 team. But you could just tell right when he came over, he's got an extra speed to him, and he does all the little things really, really well. So love to have him. He can play anywhere in our lineup.
Lofts this up ahead. The glove slaps it down. Kuznick that time. Now rushing in Abbott. Abbott comes in, looks for someone to drop. He does a one-timer, but it hits the traffic in front on the shot by Peterson. Picking up right behind there is Kuznick and trying to set up a teammate. Holding the zone. Good keep that time by the Gophers. Now deflects back again, going a little overtime. The players on this shift to the blue line. Sets it up, and always got to watch out for Meyer. And his 14 goals, 12 assists. He's at the end of his shift. Heads to the bench. Always pestering. And right there, continuing Arneson. Trying to get that puck loose. Trying to lift the stick. And back again. A good look move. Trying to seal off one of the defenders. That was a good chance and a good D by Elena.
Nice shot block by Cav Bruner right after breaking up that little rush on the back check. That's one thing, we talk about offensive defensemen. That Cav is the epitome of that, but really, really happy to see the strides he's made in his defensive game. He doesn't stress me out quite as much as he used to, so thank you, Cav. I appreciate you.
Arneson was skating in there, had his stick lifted. He was either getting ready to send a pass across or take that shot, but back on this rush across the logo, deflects and deposited into the Mavericks bench after that pass attempt by Burris. As we look across here, this Mankato team played what is now the #1 team in the it is in the in the Midwest, the WCCHA Midwest. Jamestown, they played them tight, had 2 one-goal losses last Friday and Saturday, and played them extremely well. But
yeah, and Jamestown, I believe, actually went up 3-0 in the first period of one of those games, and Mankato they battled back. So they have the scoring power, and it never really felt like our Monday game was out of reach.
Yeah, but those 2 wins, Jamestown, and then the Gophers knocking off Crookston with 2 games, that put Jamestown ahead in first place with 49 points, Crookston with 45, and then the Mavericks here with 38. Ray Sear trying to set it up pinching in. Tashney there. Still trying to battle from behind and get the opportunity.
Wow, great shot block.
Firing, shotting, on the goal! Oh, whistling it, turning, pirouette, and fires on a ring cycle move. And a good goal, and wow, caught that time the goalie a bit off guard, I think, with that spin cycle.
Yeah, Sam Margell, nice shot. He's got a cannon of a shot when he can get some time and space, and when he uses it, you notice. And I didn't catch the number. It was number 12. I didn't catch the name here on the roster, but number 12 for the Mavericks, laying out in the crease to stop the shot right beforehand. Never feels good to see that puck in the back of your net right afterwards.
Oh, yes. Hey, goal number 6 on the season for Margell. Quickly back the Gophers, top of the face-off circle, drop pass, giving it right back in, a shot that's deflected, and Luke Myers has that quick wrister he can release and put that one on. Trying to apply some more pressure back again. Myers playing a full sheet of ice on the back check. Comes back up and scoops it back to the wall, but getting it right back. Trying to sneak this one between the pad and the post on Peterson. No more P's allowed, but that is denied by Peterson. Nice shot from just inside the blue line on the tip. And turned away. That was Neuenfeld with that nice shot from just inside that blue line. Just under 15 to play, period 2. That's a 2-0 lead now on the goal by Margell. Cross ice, Myers finds it, cutter, hits the post on the shot. Just a shot from the dot, leaks, and Myers is going to set up a teammate trying to cut back in Keegan Jones, but getting back to disrupt that pass. And they're out to Keegan Jones with the offense there. Wow. A good bell ringer that time on that shot.
Yeah, love the pressure from the Gophers so far this period. Second period we always emphasize because of our depth. We hope to wear the other team down. So let's see if Mankato can't hang in here.
Slicing and dicing, getting through the defense that time and putting a nice backhand, trying to tuck it between in that 5-hole, but denied. As you get a look at the play coming back up again here for the Mavericks.
It's another nice rush by Meyer, I believe that was. So he's dangerous. You could tell, splitting through 3 Gophers players there and creating a chance for himself.
Face off in the Mavericks attack zone to the corner. Now trying to hold the zone, using that body to block it. Myers again skates in, looks behind, now tries to drop it to a teammate. Not much of an angle, but they tried to put the shot on. I'm not sure that got to Peterson, but the Gophers do have a 3-on-2. Obbett with it, drops it. Now finds, trying to hit a trailer, and that's a low slot to find Kuznick, but that is diffused by a nice defensive effort by the Mavericks. Here comes Edwards again. Myers that time tried to go between his legs with a setup and escape. That pass back again, top of the face-off circle, and a glove save secured. No rebound to be had by Owen Peterson.
Nice sound positional save by him. Just saw it right into the glove, and luckily for him, no traffic in front to work through. I think it was the end of the shift for that Meyer line out there for the Mavericks. So could have been a little uglier if they had some legs left, but Owen Peterson with a nice save.
Hey, this game, and part of the reason we're here, is All-American Restoration. We appreciate that sponsorship. We appreciate now a chance on a breakaway. Moving in and turned and deflected back from behind. A good look that time by Arneson for the most part, but looked like the back check that time disrupted. A look, Haver tries to reciprocate, put some more pressure, carries to the corner. This then sent back to that foul point. No one home, but catching up with it now is Schwartz. Schwartz has to take it off his stick, and a snipe that time hits the crossbar. It's the pipe. Good shot by Cole, not only to pickpocket him, but get that quality shot on Caden Cole.
Yeah, Caden, for such a skilled offensive player, his motor is unbelievable, and the amount of offense he creates from turnovers that he creates, it's fun to watch.
He can cycle. He's got some speed with those skates as well, and the ability to close. One-timer that time from the narrowest of angles. Still a great quality shot, and a save again by Sundell, a save. At the blue line, a pickup. Trying to settle it, but while they do that, Engelbrecht will pick it up and skate in across. Goes deep. This time drops a pass right on the doorstep. On the rebound. Cole trying to chip this one in, and finally laying out to make the save was Evan Sundell.
Gophers doing a good job getting the defenseman up in the play. I've seen it probably 4 or 5 times already this shift. That was another thing we emphasized in the locker room, is that second wave of offense, making it a little bit easier on the forwards to find some time and space up top. And it can be tough to defend, especially in the second period with a long change.
Oh, that it can. And to me, it's always, I think it would be so tough defensively to not get rid of that puck so quick and try to move it out, but to find the right avenue out and to lead that winning up ice. Now 2-on-1, here come the Mavericks. A good look here, trying to send it across, a little saucer pass that maybe looked like it was deflected by the defense in front.
Yeah, nice communication there by Will Anderson, pointing out the guy that he wanted Greenland to have on the back check, and he was able to sniff out that 2-on-1 pretty easily.
Bryce Peterson circles along that blue line, waiting for a pass that maybe he can step in front of to get the tip, and will get the ice. Did not get the tip, did Greenland. And a face-off will come back into the Mavericks' offensive end of the ice with 11:50 to play in period number 2. And it's a 2-0 lead here for the Gophers.
Yeah, we're starting to see the depth of the Gophers come out a little bit. We're spending a little bit more time down to the Mavericks end of the ice and catching them out in some long shifts. So we'll see if Mavericks can't make an adjustment and shorten the shifts a little bit, and hope they don't get caught.
Yeah, that timing's so critical as a blue liner, of knowing when you need to get off the ice before it is extended.
Yeah.
In that shift.
It's not fun when you don't.
Oh my. To the corner there, taking it deep. Trying to find a way to get something going. That's Tyler Tosh, a good-sized defenseman for the Mavericks. Had a good game. You were signaling, moving down.
Something the Gophers that we work on in practice is a swarm defense. So as soon as there's a scramble on the boards and it's a 50-50 puck, we try and get all 5 guys into one quadrant of the ice. Basically be able to win that puck quickly, and as soon as we win possession of it, all of us spread out and move out and go back on the rush the other way. It's super effective if you can do it well, but it takes all 5 guys understanding what you're doing.
Keegan Johnson came in with a nice toe drag. He looked like he was on a tour. One-timer blast and a goal scored by Bishop. And a beautiful setup. He almost went Ovi like that on that one-timer to drive it home.
Well, welcome back, Tyler Bishop. What an unbelievable pass by Luke Myers there. No look behind the back, finding Bishop in stride, and then awesome shot to put it far side. That's probably the last place that a goalie can get it. Sundell pretty much had no chance coming from below the goal line and then seeing that puck go far side on him.
Bishop, goal number 12 on the season. Myers has a goal and an assist, 9 goals on the season, and now 8 assists. That was an electric play for the Gophers, and still on the ice. Bishop wants to hit it again. 3-0 lead. Myers over skates, trying to take it to the corner. Now circling back. Myers has it back, sets up another one-timer in the low slot. In fact, that was right on the doorstep, high on the crease. Back the other way, and Mankato trying to get at it. And we are approaching the midway mark of this game here with 10 to play. 3-0 lead for the Gophers.
It's a carbon copy of the game Monday, 3-0 halfway through the second. If all continues, then as it did on Monday, I think we're going to like the result by the end of it.
Clean sheet so far here tonight. I'm sure I just cursed one team is the other, and they're going to start dialing up some penalties. But thus far, all goals have come via even strength and full strength as well. But that setup by Myers again, that second time, and a chance again for Bishop. It's
just over the last 4 games, the Crookston games, and then obviously these 2 now, he has had a good 4 or 5 primary assists that have been all because he created time and space and then found the right guy at the right time in the dangerous part of the ice, being the middle. So really starting to appreciate him. We always have appreciated him as a playmaker, but he's really starting to show. And it's just incredible what a single guy can do to open up space like he can.
Kuznick here settles it back, give and go back that time to Abed, who swats at it but cannot get it by Sundell. And, of course, that whole Stillwater team last year that Myers played on. Coach Vanek really had it with his son as well. Lost a tough one. I talked to him about that today. about that tough loss to Moorhead in the state championship last year. But what a prime game. I mean, that'll be a classic for a while.
Absolutely. And, you know, coming here from Chicago area, we don't have anything like the Minnesota High School State Tournament. So it was a culture shock a little bit, but wow, it's just incredible to see the communities come out for their schools and their teams.
That they do. That time a nice drop pass, but it locked up the forward. Number 21 there for the Mavericks. Looked like it came in a little tight. He couldn't get the stick on it. Good pressure, though. 8.5 to play as right now. It's Mankato State trying to cut into a 3-goal deficit just beyond the midway mark of the second period.
Gophers caught on a long shift here, so watch out for that.
Picking it up now, Ethan Peterson tries to set it right on the stick, gets right back up and trying to midget free. Shot here, does poking, prodding at it, a good look, but unable to put it away, but not from a lack of opportunities. Meyer, Kreutzmann that time.
Prime opportunity. Would have loved to see him slide that puck over to Caden Cole. It's, you know, in tight, and we can't all be armchair players up here, but very good opportunity to be able to slide that over, get the goalie moving side to side, and create a little bit more of a difficult opportunity for Sundell to stop.
Well, good pressure by that line. Again, a series of attempts, and with the depth of this team, they come at you in waves with the waves of the Gophers. And each one of these lines have hat trick capabilities every night. Center ice now trying to pedal and cycle his way by, but skating in now. A good wrister, but puts right into the midsection on that hard wrister.
Nice stop by Owen Peterson. It could be tough for a goalie if you go for long extended periods of time without seeing any pucks come towards you. So staying mentally sharp, and for Mankato's sake, I think they're probably just trying to get anything towards the net right now, generate some offense and some momentum.
They win the face-off. Off that face-ball, they whistle one from the top of the face-off circle, and the save is made. Cooper Elena that time makes that save. 5 goals for it, takes the shot rather. 5 goals, 14 assists. I do not have shots on goal.
We'll make sure to get that after the second here.
That'd be great. He's starting to get peppered. Both goalies seeing a lot of biscuits. Off the face-off again, a wrister, a rising wrister, just off the mark here, running, trying to get to that open space burst. The shot, couldn't find it, but he made the save. Did Peterson, and then able to clear it through the neutral zone. Race to the puck now. Mogren picks it up, trying to find a puck. Fires it just wide, but you got to love that burst of speed to pick up that loose change, and it was not quite settled. It was on the edge, but still able to try to get a shot on. He cuts back in. Margot comes over to help out as well. But now it's the Mavericks. Try to move it out on a high backhand. And a carry in here. Across the way. Trying to hit a pass. A little tic-tac-toe combination that just didn't connect. But a breakaway once again. Here's a look. Now back defensively. It becomes a 2-on-1. A backhander. Quick shot. Save. And oh, that was a quick catch and release. And gotta love that opportunity. And good hustle up and down. But I really have enjoyed watching these last 3-4 games. Sexton and how he gets into the play. Takes it deep. Defensively, Will Sexton.
Yeah, you know, that's a guy that we didn't have for the beginning of our season.
Sets it up right there on the doorstep. A good vision that time.
Wow,
on the near side here to lead.
I'll come back to Sexton in a second.
Yes.
But that last play, we've seen our first line run that play all year, and they're just starting to figure out. I think we've gotten 1 goal from it maybe, but we get that far side defenseman breaking back door, and not a single team has understood how to cover that, because you coach your wingers to go straight up to the points to front those defensemen, and all of a sudden when he's coming right back towards you, you don't really know what to do.
It's like a revolving door. Yep. Just as you're coming up, he's going down, skating right by you. But yeah, I mean, plays like that just take, you know, some trust and timing, and to kind of see it evolve at the right spot. And, you know, when you're making sure the defensemen make sure they don't let anything beyond that blue line, it's good, you know, for them to kind of get that trust of their teammates to know when to cut down.
Exactly.
Practice, I'm sure.
Yep. Tons of practice, repetition, and seeing what doesn't work so you can make sure that it does.
So how many shots did you block throughout your Gophers career? Do you have bruises or broken bones or anything? Or who had the hardest shot that you did block? Working in here, shot to score. Oh, quickly evolving a shot there. Some good stick work and pace back and back. It was a tape pass, and finally finding the net. That was that Geis, I believe, maybe Tyler Geis.
Yes, Geis 13. Nice finish there. It was quickly on and off of his stick. Didn't take any time to stick handle and caught Owen Peterson moving side to side. So nice play by him, not allowing the goalie to get set up. Just beat him short under the blocker, which is one of the toughest places for a goalie to save a shot like that.
Wow, went far post, and yep, a good piece. And they were operating under in a phone booth, small space. I'm sure nobody knows these days what a phone booth might be, but there's not a lot of space, but precision execution, and the Mavericks are on the board, 3-1. And I'll tell you, once you get that first goal, it sure brings on kind of a bevy of momentum. Let's see if that happens here for the Mavericks as they chase it down, and their leading scorer trying to get there first in Meyer. He's on the ice in the corner, unable to get control and work it as we approach 5 minutes to play here, period 2. Working it out, toe drag that time, good job to hold that puck by Kuznick.
What a save, Sundell, too, having a sprawl.
And there it is, back again for another wave by Kuznick. He's out of position, trying to find the puck and put it away, and finally Kuznick gets it. Oh my, he was working so hard. Had a couple of opportunities, and finally he buries it back of the net for his 10th goal of the season for Kuznick.
You know, it's a couple of tough goals for the Mavericks to give up there. There were the last two. It was, I believe, number 12 on the Mavericks. I don't have his name on the roster here, but laying out to block a shot, and then the puck's in the back, and then Sundell going and doing all that work now to keep the puck out. It's just demoralizing, especially right after you score your first goal of the series, to have one come right back and give up another 3-goal lead.
Yeah, the answer about 40 seconds later to the Gophers to reestablish and reclaim that 3-goal lead at 4-1, south of 5 to play. Second period, moving it up, and another look here coming back as Kreutzmann stops in the corner, looks for a cutter, then tries to move it out. And a nice defensive play there by the Mavericks, but still battling. The Gophers hold the zone on the doorstep. There's Arneson with a good look. Save made. He gets it right back again. Tries to slide that biscuit. Cole comes in for his shot and a goal again this time. They kept feeding after it, and it is a goal again by Tyler Arneson. His 3rd goal in 2 games.
You know, I don't know how much more you can ask out of Sundell. I think he made 5 saves over the course of 8 seconds. He's hunched over his post right now. He's exhausted, and I don't blame him. He's having to work really, really hard. And I was just about to say I'm impressed by these Mavericks goalies, both Sundell and then we saw Hodgins the other day as well. Right. And they're playing really well. The score of 5 goals on Monday and 5 goals today, they don't reflect the type of game that these goaltenders are playing.
Hey, and the performance these 2 goalies had against Jamestown on Friday and Saturday was spectacular. And to keep it that close against such a high, just again, they had 1-goal losses on both Friday and Saturday to the top team in that Midwest division. So good job, good pepper, but that whole line with Kuznick, I think, had shots on them. I know Cole did. And just finally pushed there. But the goal that they had, the one by Arneson, rather, that whole line, I said, was just one after another. It was a series of shots, and Sundell did everything he could to keep that out of the net.
Yeah, those 2, Caden Cole and Tyler Arneson, they feed off each other really, really well, and it's been a treat to watch them come in as freshmen and as sophomore, I guess, for Arneson, and watch them doing what they're doing as new players to our team adds a whole additional element on top of that top line we've had for years.
Spring in, gets around, puts a shot on, rebound comes in, and a save is made as well. A bouncing puck on that rebound, still able to get a quality look. There's Mogren that time, who runs over the top as they took the shot. That one by Burris, and he gets plowed over. toe drag here. Shot Mogren. Save is made. He gets another look at it. Now feeds a teammate. Buried it back of the net. What a dime. What poise to hold on to that puck by Mogren. And he saw a streaking Bishop come in and tallies his second goal here tonight.
Yeah, awesome job by Mogren to settle that down, and he had every opportunity in the world to take that shot, but Sundell was just in the process of getting back over to that near post, and once you make a goaltender sprawl out in one direction and you send it right back the other, it's not too big of a chance that they're going to be recovering.
That's like Newman. Dang it. It's a 6-1 lead now for the Gophers. They've put up the crooked number, 5 goals here in this second period. And here comes Johnson trying to cut. Circling back again, Myers looks for another dime, fires it to Bishop. We're going to get our first penalty of the game, and it's going to go against the Mavericks. Extra attacker is on as Peterson is on the bench holding the zone. Peterson, he'll send it to half wall. Myers will tip it down, and finally the touch up by the Mavericks.
You know, I was just going to say, watching Sundell, I mean, he's clearly exhausted, and I don't blame him. He's been peppered by probably 20 shots over the last 5 minutes here, but it looked like their goalie Jack Hodgins was on the bench potentially getting ready to go here, and even just for Sundell's sake, it's his defense is not giving him too much help in front of him right now, and this power play probably can't come at a worse time for him. So.
Oh, I was just thinking the same thing as it goes from bad to worse. Let's see if the Gophers here can take advantage of this man advantage. Keegan Johnson will set up, work it up just inside. The Gophers yesterday did not get a power play goal, but they did get a special team goal. That was a shorty by Keegan Johnson. And that was in that first period, the lone goal. He has the puck now, just at the near point, sends it down low to Myers. Myers gets it back to Johnson, rotating it, pass to pass and movement. Good rotation here. Trying to move that goalie on that far side, cutting in. A wrister here in the save. Made and deflected to the corner. Myers got there first to the corner. Good keep that time by the Gophers just inside the blue line. Sending it back. Toe drag here. Good shot. Looked like he wanted to pass it, but took that shot. And a good one it was, and even a better save with 1:56 left in this second period and 1:15 on a man advantage for the Gophers.
Yeah, wasn't the most difficult save for Sundell. Looked like he saw it the whole way, but props to him for being able to ramp that up and out of play, get a break for his forwards and for himself, I'm sure, too, and get a full change.
Yeah, we talked earlier, Sexton, who took that shot, but he's involved on that power play and looking more and more involved, but also confident in the level of play.
Yeah, we were missing him for sure at the beginning of the season. He played all last year with us. Wasn't sure if he was going to play this year at all, and he ended up coming to one of our games over across the way at Ritter, and I saw him, and I'm like, hey, when are we getting you back out here? And sure enough, a couple weeks later, there he was. So awesome addition, and just another guy, too, that you talk about, defenseman that can break the puck out and can wheel the puck up the ice, make it a little bit easier on the forwards. He can do that really, really well.
Gophers coming in here with the power play at about 22% on the season. The penalty kill at an 81 proficiency for the Mavericks. It's Cole who sets up, and then top of the face-off circle, a drop pass. Gets back here. Kuznick near side, and moving over is Cole. Tried to do a little more. Now gets back out to a one-time blast from that side. Off the top of the face-off circle now, right on the doorstep, Engelbrick. Trying to sustain possession here of the puck, and now reverses ice. Arneson controls. He's got to go. One-timer and a hard blast by Abbott. He tried to put it through the goalie. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. There's Caden Cole dancing around, picking up the loose change behind the net. Kuznick will give and go back, tries to feed. Now that wraparound with the reach of Abbott, firing it in. Good battle, and what an effort by Sundell. 40 seconds left. Successful penalty kill, not from a lack of good-looking shots, but due to the goalie play there of Sundell.
Yeah, he's just standing on his head. He's doing everything possible to keep this at least somewhat respectable. The Gophers could probably have 10 goals at this point. I saw the glove of Sundell came off at the end of that play, and they were calling for a whistle, so that's why you had that whistle on the Gopher rushes. Sundell was off to the side of his net there picking up his glove. So not sure of the rules on that. I thought you had to play it out if it's just a glove that comes off, but at this point in a 6-1 game, I'm not sure that's something that either of the coaches are really complaining about.
35 seconds left in the second period. An explosive one. It has been 6 goals have been scored. Now walking out in front, trying to make it 7 there. Turned away on a nice attempt and a good effort by Greenland. Holding the zone, and the backhand by Bruner. It goes through the corner, holding the wall. Mogren, he lets that float back to Cam Bruner. Bruner still with it. Walks it down, takes it down below the goal line, and looking for someone to feed. Good stick handling skills there by Bruner. Give and go back to Mogren, and that's left right at the top of the crease, and a cover up and the save, and a deep breath of relief, I'm sure, by Sundell.
TJ Kuba is skating back towards center ice, trying to motion to Owen Peterson to go pull the goalie with 1.4 seconds left. But hey, TJ, I don't think we really need to do that right now in a 6-1 game.
Luke Johnson not going to be convinced of that as well. So, wow, what a second period! And I'll tell you, we didn't see that coming. 1-0 again, as we said at the end of the first period here, as it was on Monday night back at. With a battle against Mankato State, but what do you think triggered that avalanche of goals?
Yeah, we talked in the locker room about whichever team is going to come out and play physical, it'll start to open up some time and space for whichever team, I guess. And I definitely noticed the first 5 minutes or so, every opportunity that we had to go and put a body on the Mavericks defenseman, we did. And I think that it's never fun when you have 200 pounds coming down at you as a defenseman at 20 miles an hour. You don't want to be going back there to collect that puck, and you also don't want to be holding onto it for too long. So I think the time and space was kind of taken away for the Mavericks a little bit. Gophers did a good job of doing that, and you saw that through the extended flurries of opportunities. Wow,
hey, it's been great. Andrew Krug, our guest color commentary, doing a fantastic job, and one of the defensive coaches here for the Minnesota Gophers. Thank you for joining us at 2 complete periods, and we'll get a look at those shots on goal, and I'm going to run down to see if I can get any more statistical input. It is a 6-1 lead for the Gophers over the Mavericks, and third period will be coming your way here momentarily. Welcome back here to Mariucci Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota. It is a 6-1 lead for the Gophers as they attempt to stack 4 straight wins, and appears to be headed to their favor, but they came out with an explosive second period, Andrew. And what was the talk in that locker room?
Just keep it up. So we emphasize exactly what we kind of talked about here on the stream is those first 5 minutes of that second period, the Gophers came out and started playing the body a little bit more, and it just seemed like the Mavericks shrunk. The time and space was taken away. They were getting rid of the puck probably a little bit quicker than they wanted to, and it opened up more space for us. So at this point, for the third, just keep it up, play a good, solid game to prepare us for moving into the next several weeks of the season, which is we're coming up to crunch time here. So
that it is, and we're going to talk a little bit more. We'll stretch that and then kind of unfold that and talk about what that season looks like after this game as you go on the road, this being the last home game, and then we'll get into that here shortly as third period is underway. Engelbrecht sends it down, give and go back, shot from the dot to save the rebound, winding it up for a big blast, and just missing that time was Tackney. Tassany just barreled in, but some good puck movement, and as a result you get some good quality looks, and as you mentioned, Engelbrecht not afraid to step down and get some shots.
Yeah, awesome little give and go by Caleb there. Get that puck back and put a good shot on.
This one goes in Johnny Cash fashion, walked the line on top of that goal, and now off again. We talked, did you get a number at all on the shots on goal?
We clocked them at 33-16, so the Gophers clearly pulling away there in that second period. It was a pretty dominant one for a good 15-minute stretch of it. So.
That it was a lone goal there also for the Mavericks. And, hey, the Mavericks, a pretty strong season as theirs winds down as well. And let's just talk about that for a minute. So after this game tonight, the Gophers will go on a road trip.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of a break coming up here.
Cutting in there off a shot off the board. I'm sorry, it was that pass. And they continue to pepper. Now they pitchfork one that goes to the corner and lofts it there. But just continue to dial up scoring opportunities here to the Gophers. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Hey, I'd love to see the offense. If they keep playing like this, you feel free to interrupt me anytime. So I'd love to see it. But we've got this next weekend off, and then we do head up to Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, to play Sioux College Friday and Saturday, about a week and a half from now. And then we end that road trip with a one-day trip through Lake Superior State University. And
right on the doorstep, reaching for the goal, scoring, getting the rebound on his own shot, and you see it time and time again, that reach that comes from Brady Abbott, and it tallies his 14th goal of the season, which leads this team, and the Gophers extend their lead to 7-1.
Nice job by Abbott, not just sitting there and admiring his shot. As soon as he took it, he saw that there was a rebound opportunity, and why wait for a teammate to come and collect it when you've got about an 8-foot-long stick and you can just reach around and collect it yourself and put it in the back of the net?
Yeah, you know, guys that size, I talked about them before the game. It's almost like guys with the big feet and they're tall in basketball. Sometimes it takes a while to get your feet under you. And he's got such a powerful stride and a great shot and very intuitive. All those things that lead to now his 14th goal of the season. There is a goalie change also that just took place. So Hodgkins, who was in goal, on Monday, returns. And just from the plethora of shots on goal instrumented by the Gophers. There's a big-time check right at the blue line just to let them know, hey, we're still here, and we're going to keep battling. Collision there, and
Hodgins just threw that net off.
Yeah, he did. I saw the same thing. Literally lifted his glove hand up and under the crossbar.
That should be a penalty. I don't think the ref saw it or maybe care at this point. But,
yeah,
you know, Hodgins coming in here, not sure if that's something that he really wanted to do after he saw over 50 shots on Monday. But this game being, for all intents and purposes, probably out of reach for the Mavericks, he'd probably love to come in and get a shutout third period and show really why he is such a good goaltender.
Wrestler's trying to get it and trying to set up another score opportunity. Boy, he's left, right. It's coming at it. It looks like shadow boxing from a boxer right there. Big time blast here. It's redirected and holding his own.
I said it in the locker room. Arneson spending all that time behind the net might have to add 8 more numbers to that 91 jersey number. Got chirped there by his friend Caden Cole, said he's no Gretzky, but
that's great. Hey, the Mavericks again trying to work it out, but I just tell you, that constant pressure and coming out to freeze the puck that time was Hodgkins, and 16:36 to go. It's a 6-goal lead here for the Gophers, and you still got to play at a level, otherwise you risk injury if you're not playing. To the flow of the game and staying on your game, you relax, and that's when you see some injuries occur. So
absolutely,
it's not a matter of the Gophers wanting to run that score up.
Yeah, and more so than that too. It's never really great when you see a score getting run up, and especially a team in a blowout that continues to score and continues to work it. It's some people don't like it. It could be seen as disrespectful. I will point out the circumstances from a couple years back, though, that this Gopher team ran into. It came down to 1 goal at the end of the season of goal differential that got us into our regional playoffs. Yeah. So it truly does, every goal that is scored up to the threshold, which is a 7-goal lead, matters, as there's a missed trip there. It looks like the refs are trying to get this over with too.
Yeah, Mavericks, I think, making a rush, putting some pressure, circling again at center ice. Meyer drops it there for the teammate in Nelson, Mitchell Nelson, and tries to tee one up and set one up for a teammate. This one, a cross shot save is made. Trying to dial up some pressure. Now squaring away, settling the puck, putting it on and turned away. That attempt by Hargarden. Back again for another round, and that's Sanders, Mason Sanders, the defenseman, getting down low. He's out of Andover, Minnesota. Excellent baseball player as well in his high school days, and we'll get a whistle and a stop of play. So as we look at the season as it starts to conclude in the regular season, and you finish up, then you go to, and you play the conference.
Correct.
Playoffs.
We will go to the Karlsberg tournament, which is the WCCHA conference tournament at the end of each year. It'll be 8 teams from our conference. Mankato should surely be in that, so there's always a chance we see them there. But after that weekend, regardless of what happens there, we're sitting in a pretty good spot in our region to head to our regional tournament. That'll be down south of Chicago, just over the border into Indiana. And at that point, that's going to be the push for nationals. So at that point in regionals, it's win or go home.
Shot from this near point, whistles through. I thought it might hit someone. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. I thought it would hit somebody and deflect, but it did not. Found its way through. And Bishop behind. He has a couple of tallies tonight. Good to see him getting back at it. And then the conference one that I keep looking at is you have the Midwest, and then the Southeast getting at it. And then only some amount of teams are going to be able to qualify for that playoff.
So we have 8 teams out of the, I believe, 14 in our conference right now that will qualify for our conference tournament. There have already been a few teams that have clinched. We should surely after this game, or after this weekend at least. But yeah, top 8 teams, top 3 from each. Wow, what a goal.
Shot and a goal. What a nice pass, boy. Laser and putting it away. But a good tape-to-tape pass, and nothing Peterson could do. And a goal goes to Jaglow out of Park Center. Nathan Jaglow, goal number 13 on the season for him.
You know, there's a lot of commotion down there. I think the Mankato bench wasn't too happy with the hit that happened down below their goal line. They thought one of their players got hit from behind, and it didn't look too pretty, but the energy levels jumped up on the bench, and I think it got the best of us on the Gopher side there. And another opportunity here, and Mankato with some jump.
Yeah, walking in on a loose puck during an exchange, and that shot taken by Mitchell Nelson. 10 goals, 12 assists on the season. He was looking for goal number 11, and to cut that deficit from 5 to 4.
Yeah, it's one of those things late in the game, too, especially in a blowout. You never really know how teams are going to respond, and it only takes one hit like that to get a team going. And, you know, that's exactly why you say we got to play through the full 60 minutes.
Shot there by Peterson, deflects to the corner. Now a long pass, stopped there by Engelbrecht with his glove, and looking for another scoring opportunity here. The Mavericks, a little deflection between skates, and the shot goes over the top of the net. On the doorstep, a shot taken, and Meyer goes to the ice after his shot attempt. And it's the piece here, hey, kind of some guiding, some pushing, still stays pretty physical as Mavericks trying to work it behind, and a good work that time by Engelbrecht to not only come up with the puck, but try to skate out of his own end, which he does, and a pass right on the tape, back the other way. The Gophers in a wrister, and a save is made as the recipient on that pass was Abbott, who has a goal tonight as well. That happened in the second period.
Yeah, good push by the Mavericks. They're probably hoping it came sometime at the beginning of the second period rather than the beginning of the third. But, you know, it's always respectable when, you know, a good hockey team like Mankato, sometimes games just get away. And, you know, I think there was a stretch there in that second period where it kind of got away from them. But good response on them coming out. And it's, you know, it's a 1-1 third period so far. So.
Good feed up into that low slot, but the Gophers control. Arneson carries in, gains the line, looks across, still with the shot, drops it for a teammate right on the doorstep, and a beautiful save. No whistle, continuing to play. They couldn't find a puck. Finally, the whistle comes in with 12:15 to play here in the third.
Nice little give and go. That's, we talk about finding that extra guy and getting goalies to move side to side, and it's a good idea and good opportunity there, trying to find, I believe, Kreutzmann on the back door from, it was either Arneson or Caden Cole, but those two are setting up their teammates pretty well tonight, no matter what.
Mavericks win that faceoff, gain the line, sent across. That was a look there momentarily by Schwartz. Looks like they've been trying to mix up kind of the pairing defensively of some of their players. Schwartz so strong, and then of course you get a chance as well with his teammate there, number 8, and Sanders also. So I think they split them up here tonight, hoping to get a little bit more depth on the doorstep, but a goal fed it and just buried it. A quick flick of the wrist, and Arneson buries that one.
Awesome.
And they go up to an 8-2 lead. Good passing, though. Good quick tape-to-tape passing.
Yeah, that's a play we actually work on in practice a lot. Usually you see it in 3-on-2s, but getting that puck out wide right inside the blue line, and then having that guy that just made the pass drive straight to the net, right off the inside shoulder of that defenseman, slide it right by that defenseman. You got a pseudo breakaway. So love to see them pull that off after all that practice.
Another tally here, and again they go back to that 6-goal lead at 8-2. 11:20 to go in this third period. And center ice here, pass sending back down deep, trying to get that thing back on the stick. Scoring opportunities. Jaglow, oh, he's so dangerous. And he's got it now. Just below the dot, unleashes a shot. Deflects, unable to hold the zone. At the far point that time, Neuenfeld sends it to Sanders. Sanders near side. Quick pass right on the tape and moving it up as Neuenfeld. He's nudged ahead there by Mogren. Stopping that puck is Peterson. Tried to do a quick no-look pass. Disrupted momentarily there by the Mavericks. Good job to seal off the defense there and get the shot down, and a little extracurricular activity. As that puck moves along with there in Cuba. Moving down, toe drag. Could not get it by the defense. Numbers now 3-on-2. And Sanders has it. Sanders drops it for a teammate there. Rister. Sanders just overskated it a bit. A chance for that follow-up shot, but could not get his stick on it. Back the other way. High flying. And a look chance there for Mogren, who couldn't control the puck. Set back up. Center ice recircling. Now the Mavericks will carry in, gain the line 3-on-1. Quickly evolves a shot into the midsection, getting over from that left to the right and making the save on the shot that time by Mitchell Nelson.
Yeah, a lot of props to the Mavericks right now. It can be tough with 10 minutes to go in the game and you're down by 6 goals to stay mentally in it. They've been kind of dominating the last few minutes here. Obviously, there's been chances back and forth, and Arneson came around with a goal, but Owen Peterson has had to work for his saves here. So good for them of staying engaged and showing they are a good hockey team.
Yep, they've had a couple of buzz episodes down low and some good scoring opportunities, and carrying it out from behind his own net is Engelbrecht. Engelbrecht across the red line, flicks it around the boards. Good job by Bishop to stop the momentum of the puck along that time the Dashers. Working back, and now a backhander bows deep by Engelbrecht. Flex up. Engelbrecht steps up across center ice. Waits for his teammate. Trying to get and wait just a second for Keegan Johnson to get back online. He wanted to go lateral there to extend it, but could not stop that momentum. 9:22 beyond the midway mark here of this third period. What are some other things, the viewers listening in, next stop, next key elements, and the timing of the season? And how you as coaches kind of have to keep them focused.
Yeah, so this is crunch time like we mentioned. So we actually held a meeting in the locker room before we even started the game and the preparation today to kind of talk about our priorities over the next month and a half, 2 months, and where we want to be and what we need to do to get there. So February 6th and 7th is going to be our conference tournament, and 8th. It's going to be our conference tournament, and then after that we have a week off, and then regionals will come up February 20th and 21st down in Indiana. So, speaking about this Mavericks team and the fact that, they're still playing right now and still showing they can be a dangerous team, they have hopes to be at regions too, and they're in a pretty good position to do that as well. It'll be the first time in a few years that the Mavericks make it to that regional tournament, and I know any team from the WCCHA that comes down to that tournament usually puts on a good showing. We've got a lot of skilled hockey up here no matter what in this conference. So regardless of the score today, both of our teams are going to be trying to dial in and focus up on the little things to fine-tune as we get into that end stretch of the season. The end goal is making it through the regional tournament, winning the 2 games there that season or that weekend, and moving on to nationals a few weeks after that, which will be held in St. Louis this year.
In St. Louis, huh? That'll be a great spot, good location, and a great hockey area as well. Looking in, here's a chance, skating in, another look, shot, save! An explosive move that time coming the way of Cooper Alena, and it turned away. Big shot from just inside as Peterson has lost his stick. Teammate finally gets him his stick. I was trying to see if that was a stick or his stick, and it is his stick. Reach here with just under 8 to play. Abbott trying to tally a good second scoring opportunity. Near side, Jaglow shields off to defender, and with that left stick tries to move the puck down. Loose puck corralled here, and now the Gophers will start it from behind their own net.
Gophers end of a shift
it
here.
Up ahead. Yeah, they can tell, right? It's just those legs. Shift ahead, and icing waved. Haver goes down, but back up now to receive the puck with 7:20 to play.
Yeah, you mentioned the D pairings for the Mavericks getting switched up here with Caden Schwartz having a different partner. But I would love to have that guy on the ice as much as possible if I were the Mavericks. So looks like he's been playing a lot. It seems like almost every time I look down, he's out there on the ice, and I'm sure he doesn't mind that too much either.
No, because he can flow when he's out there, and I'll tell you, he's a critical part of the offense as a blue liner, can be, but just can do so many things with the puck. I'll date myself, maybe a Paul Coffey like.
Oh, I hope everybody knows a Paul Coffey. But he picked a good number 3. That was my number in college.
Nice.
Except he has a little bit more offensive flair than I ever did. So.
Well, we talked about your Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks guy, and we were talking before the game. You're top on the defender here. A chance moved away, and we'll see what evolves here. Again, a good wrister coming right back. That's right on cue. Caden Schwartz with that scoring.
And he got the tip.
Oh, wow.
It's not often you find yourself as a defenseman in front of the net, but to be able to get a tip off of a shot like that's pretty impressive, and props to him for not just turning around and heading back to the blue line.
Caden Cole, another Caden, comes in here. Caden Schwartz just heads to the bench, and Caden Cole sends it across. Good power strides for him. A wrister here. What happened on that one?
Crossbar straight down and out. Caleb Engelbrecht looking for that one.
Under 6 now to play, and a pass up ahead. Deflects. We talked briefly too before the game. I wanted to know who were some of your favorite Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, I grew up and was watching those Stanley Cup years, the 2010 through 2015 years, and being a defenseman myself, an undersized defenseman. I loved Duncan Keith.
Wister Scar on a snipe on the goal by Greenland. He got the pass, settled it, and just under the crossbar, puts it top shelf with the peanut butter on the snipe by Greenland.
You know, I'm so happy that Joey Greenland scored that goal. I was giving him a little bit of crap in the locker room because that game on Monday, he had a primetime opportunity on the near post and tried to hit that exact spot, and it just fluttered right off of his stick, went way over the net. And I told him the next time when he made that pass to Sam Margell at the end of last game, like, hey, it's probably a good decision, but glad he shut me up there.
The goal, the third, and what a snipe it was. Boy, no chance there for the goalie in Hodgkins, who returns back in here in this third period for the Mavericks, who played last night. 3 periods saw over 50 shots on goal. So congrats. I was trying to get back and see who got the assist on the dime on that pass to issue that, but it's now a 9-2 lead for the Gophers as we approach 5 minutes to play in this third period. We're going to try to get a quick interview with Luke Johnson, the coach for the Gophers, here right at the end of the game.
What a save by Owen Peterson. It was that was a really good tip. That puck was coming in hot on the ice, and there was a Maverick that got a tip on that in the high slot, and Owen just saw that right into his glove, no problem. Like he's been there 100 times and done it before.
Yeah, those tips sometimes, and it can either redirect that or sometimes it turns it into like an off-speed pitch if you're a hitter in baseball.
Yeah, you never know. It's so tough as a goalie to read those.
Racing for the puck, getting it inside. Keegan Johnson tries to pick up a tally to no avail. Good save, but not from a lack of effort. Still on the buzz. Bishop doing some puck hunting at center ice, but the Mavericks have it. They control it. The shot is on. Covering up and making that save is Peterson. Peterson tonight, if things play out the way they appear they will, and I hope I'm not jinxing him, it would move his season record then to 11-5 on the season.
Yeah, Owen's been a mainstay for us all year. He played really, really well down in Florida in that 3-2 shootout loss to Florida Gulf Coast, that second-ranked team in the country.
I was just going to say, they are. You played some of the top teams in the country, and that was a tough loss.
Yeah, it was. It's a gauntlet, and, you know, we schedule ourselves that way intentionally. You know, it's sometimes a lot of travel, going down to St. Louis to play Lindenwood, who's always at the top. They're #1 in the country right now. And then we had Florida Gulf Coast right afterwards, too, at #2. And that's the way that we prep ourselves to get ready for that regional tournament and then hopefully that national tournament. So if you can surround yourselves and surround your schedule with really top-end teams, you understand what it takes to beat other top-end teams, and we've really leaned into that the last couple of years.
Yeah, you mentioned it, because coming into that Crookston game, as though that wasn't enough of a test as you headed south, you know, a couple of losses to Florida Gulf Coast. You mentioned the #2 team in the nation, and then losing to Lindenwood, the #1 ranked team. Boy, that's tough, and you overcame that and then came back and picked up 2 wins versus Crookston. And do you think that kind of elevated your play as you played one of the top teams as well again at Crookston last weekend? Yeah,
you know, I think it pays dividends down the road. I think there's still a lot of things that we learned from those couple of weekends that we had to shore up in order to be a team that can compete at nationals. But absolutely, that's why you do those sort of things. You realize real quickly what doesn't work against those top teams, and then you can take those back into practice and fix them. Unfortunately, we haven't had a practice since, I believe, before the Lindenwood series, so there has not been quite an opportunity to do that yet. Nice play by Cav Bruner there to break that up.
Yeah, I would expect the defensive coach to acknowledge that play. Nice little poke check off of the stick as we approach 3 minutes to go here in this contest, and it appears a good little quick flick of the glove save. I always like his windmill one that he brings in as well. Does Owen Peterson out of Andover, Minnesota.
Hey, that's a staple for all goalies. I'm sure Jimmy loves those too.
And hey, in terms for the record for Minnesota, they continue to just kind of get better and improve. Now we'll move to a 14-7-1 on the season, and you've stacked 4 straight wins now after coming back from some sunblock and a sunburn down south for your visit down there. But I got to tell you, you guys are hitting your stride at the right time.
Absolutely, and I think this is more of a complete game than I've seen over the past month and a half or so. So very much looking forward to the next couple weeks here, heading up to Canada and showing why we are ranked in the top 3 in our region and top 10 in the nation. So it's a good performance here. Mankato, unfortunately, on the wrong side of this one, but no slouches in and of themselves. They should be making a run here to regionals pretty quickly as well.
Andrew Krug, I appreciate you being with us and joining us for this All-American Restoration presentations, and hey, being able to cover the Gophers and bring it to the stream. Hey, from your phone or to your home, you get a chance to see it here. Andrew, you've just done a great job here this evening. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's nice to be able to sit up here, and it's not as stressful as it is down there. Now, granted, I'm not sure there's been much stress for these last 20 minutes, but like I mentioned, you're always trying to find the little things to do right and improve on. So I'm sure, despite the score, there's still a bunch of coaching going on down there. It's nice to be able to sit up here and watch and enjoy.
Margell puts another backhand, looks for another tally. Taken hard to the glass after that miss.
Yeah, I wanted to point out this line too, and we talked about the depth of having all 4 lines that can score. This is our 4th line right here, at least on paper. It's the DMV line. A bunch of older players and guys that are really responsible defensively, and they are responsible in this game for at least 2 of the 9 goals. Just doing a really good job all around, and when you can get 2 goals from your 4th line, you're probably going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, and you know what? Everyone playing at that level, just not enough to survive or whatever, but they're all kind of kicking it up, elevating, and they're playing confident out there, and that helps as you start heading to postseason.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun stretch of games here. I'm not sure what the stream situation is coming up, but it'll be fun to watch. So I'll be privileged to do it from the bench. Lucky enough to call the game with you, obviously, today and enjoy a good blowout. But back to the normal duties here soon.
Bishop takes a hard shot, and he wanted to bury that. 40 seconds left. Well, as a good defenseman will do, you're going to have to kind of hold the zone a bit. After the game, as I get down and try to do a quick interview with Luke Johnson, but in that meantime, too, certainly appreciate, hey, educating me, picking your brain on some situations as well with this team. That's always good, Mr. Krug.
Yeah, appreciate it, Joe. It's nice to have you.
I didn't know you're a Blackhawks fan.
I know.
Or a North Star fan.
Not quite.
Or the Bears.
Not quite a great territory up here for Chicago sports fans, but I've been used to it. I've been up here for 10 plus years now at this point, so I've heard pretty much everything in the book.
Luke Myers had a couple of more good looks there. He's relentless. And he's had a goal, couple of assists as well on the night in that first line, and this game is officially in the books. An impressive 9-2 win as they ended the first period, as they did on Monday, 1-0. But from there, it was an 8-1 outscoring the Mavericks here at the end of those last couple of periods. And I'm going to head down and grab a quick chat with Luke, and I'll let you chat about anything you want at this point.
Perfect. Yeah, well, I just wanted to take the opportunity here to thank everybody watching. This is the first time all season that I've been able to get on the stream and make my voice heard. There's a lot of stuff that goes down in the locker rooms that we can't necessarily bring to you guys on a consistent basis, but love being able to do that. And then just wanted to shout out all the parents as well for the support. It's been awesome to watch over the last 4 years of coaching that I've been here, at least the last 8 that Coach Luke Johnson has been here, to see the growing support. And I think it was epitomized by this last weekend with the Crookston weekend. There are certain things that, while we're so hyper-focused on the play on the ice and in the locker room, that we sometimes miss out on. So being able to set up that senior night and really honor the guys that have been here for all these years and help build the foundation of what we are as a program, and bring us to the performance that we're putting on in games like this, and hopefully over the next couple months. It's very much appreciated from all the parents as well. Got a great group. I know we got a lot of parents getting out before the games as well, so highly encourage you to get out and socialize. I'll see if I can find an opportunity to swing by one of those pregame as well. meet all you guys, but just wanted to say thank you. Looks like Joe is
Luke Johnson, head
Luke,
coach in his 8th season with the
so thank you so much.
Gophers, and
I'll
we'll
turn it over to them.
Kick it up as thanks a lot for your help also up there tonight, Andrew. Great job. Luke Johnson, 4th straight win. You're starting to stack wins at the right time of the season. What do you attribute that to?
Well, you know, we've talked a lot about just really coming out with the right mental attitude and a specific attitude like, you know, you can't be denied, right? So you have to go in there with the right attitude. We didn't have that for a couple of games in the first period. I felt like today was a little bit better, but our second period seems to always pick up. Showed again today, so it was really good to see our guys kind of listen to what we were talking about and make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, you got some quality scoring from all 4 lines tonight.
Yeah, I mean, our team isn't built on just one line, which is why we're, I think, in the position we're in. We've had the deepest team. I think I've been, here 8 years, and this is one of the deepest teams, if not the deepest team we've had. Just, you know, we have basically 6 lines, 7 lines almost, and 10D that can all step in anytime and play. And then you got coaches that come up there and they can commentate too. So, you know, we're diverse over here.
And educate me. One last question is, hey, you're heading now to the postseason or getting close to the postseason and hitting that stride. How do you describe this version of the Gophers of 2025-26?
I think we're getting close to the type of team we want to be. It's going to be a real big test when we play Salt in another week and a half up in Canada. Then we play Lake Superior State right after that. So 3 huge games before we go to the Carlsberg Cup. And, you know, that's going to be a test. They're not going to be easy. They're going to want to win. It's in front of their Winter Carnival up there and in Salt, just across the border from Sault Ste. Marie. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how we play. We're going to have to come out with a little, you know what, in vinegar. So, absolutely.
Hey, Luke Johnson, hey, congrats on the big win. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'll let you get some time in the locker room with the fellas.
Yep.
And, hey, best games are ahead here as the season ends and the postseason starts getting it on. So thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. The word from Luke Johnson. Congrats to the Gophers tonight. A convincing win. They've now stacked 4 straight. Hey, thanks for joining us on this All-American Restoration stream. I'm Joe Rulin along with the broadcast engineer, John Helverson. Thanks for joining us from Mariucci Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota. Have yourself a major league evening at a minor league price.